Hi guys, Dr. Rama here again for part 5 of the shame series. Um, so in the last video, I spoke about shame, instinct, fight or flight are all connected. Instinct, fight or flight, I will be using interchangeably, just FYI. But instinct and shame are, shame is kind of like is a downstream event or a trigger for an instinctual reaction. Now, how do you transform an instinctual response into an intuitive response? This is where the rubber meets the road kind of deal, because this is where you really have to integrate a bunch of things at the same time. But the primary way of doing this is to start connecting back to your body. This is something that I talk about a lot. I will be delving into this deeper at a later time. But when your body is literally a piece of the universe. You are carrying around a piece of the earth, a piece of the solar system, whatever you want, a piece of God, whatever you feel like you feel connected to. But your body is literally a piece of the world that you are a part of. And it is also, as that, it is your most important and probably should be your only guide to what is right for you. Everyone's body, while we all have the same 2 lungs, same 2 kidneys, the stomach, the intestines, the head, the face, the hair, all of our body parts are all the same. But we are very different people. Our bodies for each of us are very different. Each body has been through a different experience, has been has taken in different thoughts, has acted differently. Its code is different. Even though we technically all have the same DNA, our DNA is expressed differently from person to person, even among twins. So it's really important to understand that your body is literally there just for you. It is there to support you and only you if you use it. So whenever you are working to transform any instinctual response into an intuitive one, anytime you are transforming instinct to intuition, and in this case, shame to confidence. What you need to do is really connect to your body and take time to just be with it. Is to allow it to feel the shame from whatever it's coming from. And that is really the hard part. This is where a lot of people will find themselves stuck, because they will either tell me, whoever they're working with, oh, but I felt it. Well, if you had completely processed it, it would no longer be housed there. And usually it's around the same situation. It is when we allow our bodies to process these emotions, especially, the dark emotions, it's there, like I've said before, there is a lot of pain involved. There is a lot of crying usually is involved for those who may not like to cry, like myself. There is a lot of trauma that comes up, and it could be legitimate, like, and all trauma is legitimate, but it could be physical trauma, it could be sexual abuse, it could be sexual trauma, it could be emotional trauma, it could be any combination thereof, it could be neglect, all these things will come up, because that shame was started a very long time ago. Shame, again, is something that we are trained to feel. As humans, we are blank slates when we come into this planet, as far as emotions are concerned. And shame is one of those that, as a society, we have constructed to keep people in line with what we want them to do. And shame is the number one way to kill somebody's confidence, so that they will just do what everybody else is doing and kind of stay in line, and kind of promote the sheeple type paradigm. So when trying to reverse that, or in this case, kind of evolve that past, because it's not really of any use to us as far as, evolved beings. Like we have no use for shame, but it will prevent us from really being our fullest expression. And it in order to do that, you have to, the first step is really connecting to our bodies and connecting with your body enough to really sit with the feeling and let your body process it. I promise you, you are strong enough to do this, because if you weren't, you wouldn't have felt it. You're never given anything you cannot handle. Promise you that. That's not just a saying. I promise you that everybody is given different shit to handle. Not everybody's shit is the same. And that's important to understand. Somebody else's shit is not your shit. And you can empathize with them. You can sympathize with them. But their shit is their shit because they are equipped to handle it. Your shit is your shit because you are equipped to handle it. Your body will not break down as long as you follow its lead. Very important to understand that your body has to take the lead here. Your mind is going to want you to not do it. Your mind's going to tell you, oh, but I've been feeling it, I've been feeling it, I've been feeling it, I swear. You didn't, because your mind will want to protect you. And that's a very important, like, that is really like where the stumbling block will come in. If you allow your body to take the lead and just understand that, okay, whatever this behavior is coming up, it's coming from a place of shame. I have to sit here and feel this shame. I have to understand where the origins of it and wherever it's getting triggered from now. And I have to literally allow my body to feel this so it can be released. And there's going to be so much pain involved in that. There really is. Shame is a very painful emotion. And your brain is, again, designed to protect you. The fight or flight response is so highly ingrained. It's one of the first responses we have. And it's there to protect us. So there's going to be a point during this process of trying to transform the shame into confidence, to transform this instinct into intuition, where your your brain is going to put the brakes on it because it's going to say, this is too much pain. I will die if I feel anymore. It will literally stop you in its tracks. And this has happened, if anybody's ever done any tapping, this is something that comes up a lot, because tapping is a great tool to, again, process this shit and kind of allow your body's stress response, fight or flight response, to get down enough so that you can actually start to, allow your body to process this. The problem is that if while you're tapping, the stuff that you're saying out loud comes up to be too much, like too painful, and you just notice yourself shut down, that is your mind taking the brakes, like taking the wheel and being like, I can't take anymore. I'm going to die if I feel anymore. It's not true, but it's doing exactly what it's designed to do. It's protecting you from more pain. And that is where you, as the evolved human who is in control of his or her mind, needs to say, mind, shut up and get out of the way. I can handle this. And that is where the magic starts to happen, is beyond the point of, like, this is a metaphor that can be used, that has been used in working out for, in the fitness industry forever. And that's why there is such a huge component to being physically active and being physically able to actually handle your emotions, because your body needs to have the strength to get through it. And your body is designed to handle whatever you are feeling. But to have the confidence to go through that process is much in the same way as it is when you're going through a workout and you think you're going to die, until one day you need to pick up a large box and you can pick it up without hurting yourself, and you're able to do it on your own. And then you're like, oh my God, my body's strong. I can do this. My body's able to handle this load. And that's the same way it goes with your emotions as well. I would even argue at some point, I could even argue that your emotions are a heavier load than any physical load you could ever carry, because your emotions are everything. It drives everything you do, and everything you think, and everything your life is driven by your emotions. So if you can learn how to process the heavy stuff, you'll be like, well, I handle that. Anytime anything else comes up again, you'll be like, I can handle it. And it's just, that's the positive reinforcement. That is how you get to a point of taking these dark emotions, something like shame that is very pain filled, and be able to transform it into confidence, even when you do get to a point, maybe further down the line when maybe you're feeling some more shame. You're like, well, I did the bulk of this already. My body's able to handle this. I have to sit with my body, allow it to feel it, keep my mind out of the way. Keep your mind out of the way. It is really important to check your ego. Your ego is going to want to come in and be like, no, I can't take anymore. And it's really important to check it and be like, yes, you can. You're not in the driver's seat. I am. As a human, I am in charge. And my body, this piece of the universe that is mine and mine only, is able to handle this. And it's so important to do that. So that's really like the really big step is to start transforming any instinct into intuition, or in this case, what we've been talking about this week, which is shame into confidence, is to connect back to your body and to do it constantly. You can't just do it once and think it's enough. It's a constant thing because these emotions come in waves. So you may get one wave out today, and then maybe in a few days there's going to be another wave. And you have to constantly, and this is not just even for processing these things, this is a constant practice of connecting to your body and asking it, what do you need from me? Let your body take the lead. Surrender to your body, because that is the same as surrendering to the universe. And understand that your body is here only for you. It has no other purpose. It has no other agenda than to just be here to help you be the best you can be. All right. So if you guys have any questions about this, please post them below. I know there's a lot of stuff going on here. So if you have questions about how to connect to your body, what that means, or what instinct to intuition is about, again, because we touched on instinct in the last video. This one's about intuition more and how to kind of start that process. Post whatever questions you have below. I will answer them, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.